Hi, everyone, and thanks for coming to our wine and dine. We have some really good cooks. We have Miss Sheila. She's going to do the appetizer, right?
Yep.
And then we have Shar doing the main entree, and then we have Sean making chocolate yogurt cake. I think is what it was. Am I right? All right. So what I'm going to do is go ahead. Mr. Peter has an appetizer as well, and I think they go ahead.
I have a salad tonight.
Oh, salad. Okay. Well, Rory, if you want to go ahead and do the toast.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So, hey, let's see, it's the 23rd. Next time is gonna be the 30th. We got 2 more here in February. I cannot believe how fast this year is going by.
It is.
And there's this crazy awesome momentum, and I just want to cheers to momentum. Cheers to momentum.
Cheers.
All right, carry on.
All right. So let's go ahead and go to Mr. Peter, and then we'll go on to Miss Sheila and then to Shar. Is that okay?
Sounds good.
Sounds perfect.
Okay, so I've been kind of on a salad kick lately, and we recently had a wedge salad. Oh, that was really good. I gotta share this one next time on the wine and dine. So that's what I'm making tonight. I'm making the dressing. I don't use bottle dressings. It's too easy to make salad dressings, and they're too much better if you make them at home. So I'll show you that. I'll show you that when you come around. So Sheila, what do you got?
All right, so I am making a savory bread for dessert. Not dessert. It can be. I don't know, because this recipe you can literally stuff anything in this bread. But I'm doing it as savory style. And what I did was, you can make your own biscuit dough. I just
Somebody hit the mute button.
I did it.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, good. I'm not touching this thing, so you tell me what to do.
All right, we got it. So
Okay.
A friend of ours goes deer hunting, so he brought me some deer meat. So I got some deer meat and some 80% hamburger, and sauteed that with some onions and peppers and garlic cloves. I put some barbecue sauce on. Let me know if you can see that. Put barbecue sauce on the dough, rolled it out, and put the barbecue sauce. I layered it with some bacon and cheese, and then I'm going to some of the meat, and it's very dry. You want it dry. And these are going to be kind of small. You can make them as long as you want to and braid them, which is what I did with the first ones I did, which were the cheese and pesto ones. You'll see those later. And then you're just going to roll it up. Make sure your edges are all sealed. Really good. Once you get them sealed, you're going to roll them again. Got it. And it's supposed to be kind of square, but you know, I'm Southern. I don't always go by exactly the direction. We improvise here in the South. So I'm gonna put that in there. And then once you get it all done, you're gonna turn it on its end, and you're gonna roll it again. And you want to kind of get it as wide as you can without breaking the dough. This one, I think I'm just gonna leave it long, make it like a noodle. That way you can cut it up and serve it sort of like pinwheels. And then from here, you're gonna come down about 1/4 of an inch from the top, slice it down the middle, all the way to the end. And then you're gonna plait it or weave it. And you wanna have your meat facing up. And that's the tricky part. If you overstuff it, which I did the first one, your meat falls all over the place. It's all good. When the bread rises, it gets it all in there. You're gonna do that. And then you're gonna twist your ends. Make sure everything's stuffed. You kind of sort of braid it like that. You put it in a greased pan, and you can leave it long, or you can twirl it and let the ends meet and sort of make it look like a croissant, sort of. And then you're going to bake it in the oven for about 30 minutes, just like you do with your biscuits. I put it in my Vection oven. Everything goes in my Vection oven. And we'll let that one cook. And when you come back, I'll show you the other two.
Okay, awesome. Let's go over to Char. I did not touch anything, but I must have messed something up. Char.
I'm sure probably got muted. because we didn't-
Okay. I knew I didn't touch nothing.
No, it's okay.
It's okay. Tonight I am making steak and potato toasts. So I'm using a flank steak, and I cooked it probably about 2 hours at 350. It's been resting in my oven. So I will get that out. And I also I cut up a crostini roll, and I covered it. I coated it in olive oil, and I like to use thyme and salt and pepper, and on both sides. So that is ready. And I also took 3 larger new potatoes, freshly dug from my sister's farm. So I cut those up in, I don't know, about 1/2 inch. So I thought I might use these as the toast instead, but I cooked the crostini just in case. If you're trying to stay away from carbs, then you don't have to use the toast. But I also cooked those in olive oil and salt and pepper and thyme.
Looks really
And I
good.
also cooked some mushrooms to put on that. I'll plate that for you later. But I mixed up, I call them my Merlot mushrooms, Rickard Merlot mushrooms. I used Merlot. I sauteed those for probably 30 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that, with some butter, Merlot, and I put a little bit of flour, only because the butter was it was a little too greasy, so I added a little flour to that. But oh my goodness, they taste so good. I could just eat them by themselves.
I can't wait to see it plated.
So I will plate those up for you later. I will cut up the meat and I'll be ready.
Okay, well, let's go over to Sean, but you're muted.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
I am ready. Okay, so I am making a chocolate yogurt cake. The yogurt just makes it a little bit more moist. It's nice. So I'm just going to show you what I got out here. I tried to prepare as much as I possibly could. So what I'm going to show you here is this is actually flour. It's a cup of flour, and it in the middle, you can't really tell, but it's got 2 teaspoons of baking powder. All right. And then this one, this has 3 ingredients in it. It's got a cup of sugar. It has a 1/2 cup of cocoa powder, and it's actually got a little bit less than a 1/2 cup, just because cocoa powder tends to make cake a little bit drier. So I just did a smidge less. And then right there, that little white spot right there, that is a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. All right, moving on to the next one. I'm not going to pick this up because I do not want to spill it, but this one has 3 eggs in it. It has a, oh boy, let's see if I can remember all this stuff. So it has a 1/2 cup of sunflower oil. It has a teaspoon, two teaspoons of vanilla, and I feel like it has something else. I might have to come back. I can't remember if it has something else or not. Oh, no, it doesn't, because the other wet part is right here. This is going to be a cup of Greek yogurt. All right. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with putting the dry. Oh, this is great because you don't really need a blender. You just need a big bowl, and the ingredients and this little cool bad boy right here. So I'm gonna put the dry ingredients first. Yes, I heard it, whisk. I'm gonna put the dry ingredients first, and I'm just gonna mix those up, get them all good and mixed real quick. We'll do this real quick. And then yeah, that's good. Shouldn't take too long to whisk those up. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a little indent right in the center, right where I can put my wet stuff here. And I'm gonna start with this, and I'm just gonna pour those in there. And we're gonna go with the yogurt. I want to get as much of this in here as I can. I have another one cooking behind me. And remember my lasagna thing that happened a long time ago? Now I feel like that's happening with that cake. All right, so yeah, now I'm gonna mix this together, and I'm just gonna mix it until it's all blended. It takes about 30 seconds or so. You don't want to mix really hard because the cocoa powder is super fine. It just goes all over. I don't know, a friend told me that happens. So yeah, anyways, I got my Merlot out. This is going to go great with this Merlot. It's been decanting for, well, now it's about 40 minutes. So, and what's great is I actually poured some in the glass first just to get it. It definitely needs a little decant. Probably not 40 minutes, but maybe 30. Anyways, that's me. And then I'm going to mix this. I'm going to mix this and I'm going to put it in this pan. So do you want to come back to me when I do that?
Yeah, we'll do that. How are you doing, Miss Sheila? You doing okay?
It's baking. Yep. So my dough's rising in there. So let's see what I think Mr.
Can you
Peter
have
has.
some?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let me get going on this. As I said, I've been on kind of a salad kick lately, and I think salads can be challenging with wine because usually the dressing and the acidity is kind of rough. So there's certain salads that are really good wine salads, and this is one. It's an underappreciated salad. It's sort of gotten to be so well known that nobody makes it anymore. But and I guess I like to make dressings from scratch. I don't bother buying bottled dressings, and this one is super simple. I have mayonnaise, sour cream, and a little bit of garlic powder. And some Worcestershire sauce. Mix and whisk that, and a little bit of freshly ground black pepper and some salt, and just a little bit of salt. I don't want to do too much now because if I do, I can't undo it if I put too much in. So I'm going to use one of those things that Sean has and whisk it together. And that's basically the dressing that's going to go on the salad. I'm going to crumble the blue cheese and bake it on separately. But so I have the lettuce sitting in my refrigerator because I like to have the bowls chilled and I don't like the lettuce to go limp while I wait. So so here's my lettuce, and take some of that dressing and just start spooning it over. Pretty thick, but I like it that way. So, and I'll leave a little aside to when I get further into the wedge. But and then I have blue cheese. This is, you don't skimp on certain ingredients. The blue cheese, the better you get, there's nowhere to hide, so you got to use good stuff. I'm using some Point Reyes blue cheese, which is nice and moist and has a really rich flavor. I I also don't tend to buy pre-crumbled cheeses because they always get dried out. So there's, and some tomatoes that I diced pretty fine. And then bacon, which almost no one objects to, ever. And there we go. That's a little bit more. There's our wedge salad. That's pretty much all it takes. So I will, next time around, I will taste it with the Merlot.
Okay, sounds good. Let's go ahead and go over to Miss Shar.
Tighten it up, and I will, hopefully you can see this okay. Okay.
Yeah,
so
I can see it.
So I've added the crostini. I put the potato on top of that, and then I cut up the flank steak and put that on top. And I'm adding the Merlot mushrooms. Oh, they're so good. On top of that.
Look delicious.
Oh, with a little bit,
Oh,
I
that
mean,
looks
it
great.
makes its own gravy. I put a little bit of what was left in the flank steak, the drippings in here, and it just made it perfect. And
It's
then,
really good.
oh, I know, I can't wait. I'm so hungry. And then you just add a little bit of parsley, Italian parsley on top of that. And that's it. There's your dinner. There's your meat and potatoes.
There you go. It looks so good. Thank you. Let's go ahead and let's see. Sean, did you want us to come back to you or want me to go back to?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm ready. So like I said, it was quick, quick to mix up there. You just want to get, why I use the whisk, it gets rid of all the chunks really easily.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to put it in this pan. So the pan, basically I greased it before I even started. You know, they make these parchment paper things that come already made for the pan, and I didn't have any. So I'm using just regular parchment paper, and it's such a pain. Holy smokes. So it doesn't like to stay still. But here we go. So basically I'll tilt you down here. I'm just gonna pour it right into the middle. Let's see if I can do this. I'm showing you there. All right, so I'm just gonna pour it right in the middle of that paper, and hopefully it just stays right where it needs to be. Pretty simple. It's very, oh man, I just kind of, if this didn't have eggs in it, I'd probably just eat spoonfuls of it, honestly.
Do it anyway.
Really good. Oh yeah.
Hey, Sean, a trick with the parchment paper to hold it in place is spray it with some cooking spray.
Yeah, so that's what I did, Peter, and it just doesn't like me
Still
today.
doesn't want to stay. Just being
No.
that. Okay.
But I thought the same thing, because it'd just have a little wet edge, but yeah, it just doesn't want to participate today. But yeah, and I'm gonna just kind of even it all out there. And
We'll come back to you and then you can plate it up for us.
yeah, and it is ready to go in the oven. It's gonna go in the oven for, I say 35 to 45 minutes, but that one was almost 45 minutes. So yeah, that's
All right.
that. Oh, I have another thing. So I learned from my grandma that when you're baking, it's good to pull the eggs out a little bit before. So maybe like an hour before you're gonna bake, maybe a little bit longer. And then honestly, I don't know why, but you know, when grandma tells me,
eggs helps it to rise.
oh, sweet,
You know what
yeah.
happens? Yeah, when the eggs are cold, the proteins are very tight. They loosen up a little so they can make for a better baked good.
All right. See, I just say when grandma tells me to do something, that's,
That's
what I
a
do.
fine reason to.
Yeah. All right. I'll see you in a second.
Okay.
Go ahead, Sheila.
All right, so some of y'all might be wondering why we're here, and why we're cooking, and why we're serving wine. And this is because of our amazing Wine of the Month Club. It's a discoveries club. We get different wines every month. If you're like all red wines, you can actually have all red wines sent to your house. If you like all whites, you can get all whites. If you like to be surprised every month, get a mix box. And you will be surprised every month. It comes right to your door. You open it up and you never get the same wine twice. And if you know anything about the wines, with the wine regions, you know, Napa and Sonoma Valleys are world renowned for their wines. So we get to partake in that region with their wines. Our club owns their own vineyard, and we actually have world-class sommeliers that are making our wines for us and bottling them. Mr. Peter happens to be one of our amazing tasters, and he does not let it come out of that barrel until it is absolutely perfect. So we are, like I said, if you enjoy wine, we do this every Wednesday so that you can discover these new wines, great foods to go with them, so that you're never left guessing. And like I said, it's just one of those things that you can enjoy. Everybody's palate's different. Everybody might not enjoy the same taste of wines, but it's a good wine. You know what you like, and here we have basically anything you want. So tonight we are, I'm actually, Mr. Peter's going to talk about what I'm using is the Discovery's Grenache. Can you see that?
Okay, yeah.
Yep. To go with mine. And so here's mine. I actually made a garlic butter to dip mine with. The reason I say that this bread, I made the savory bread. Once you get the dough prepared, you could put apples, you could put anything in there you want. You could do peppers and onions, you can do Mexican, you could do make pies, fritters, anything once you have the dough made. So this is what it looks like. This one is, you see it?
We can't hear you, Sheila.
Oh, can you see?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good.
All right, so this one is my pesto and onion. And this is just a twist. So you can just break this off. This one I made like a croissant. And this is my savory with my barbecue sauce. This is the one my husband ate. You see that one? So it has the deer meat, the barbecue sauce, peppers and onions and cheese. And all you do is you can, when you're serving people's hungry, you're just going to cut it. You can actually make knots with these. I don't know if y'all ever went to a pizza place and they had the garlic knots. You can do the same thing and just inject it. So that's how it looks. Your pesto in there. Can't hear me?
Yeah, we had kept going in and out.
Okay. It's because of my computer. I should have had my phone. But so this is what it looks like for that one. And this is the one that has the meat and cheese in there. And I actually seasoned the dough on this one. When I made my dough, I rolled it out. I put garlic and onions in the dough and cheese. So the bread itself has a flavor. So then all you have to do is just dip it in the bread and you can taste it and see what it tastes like. So if we're ready to taste.
Yeah, we gotta hear what it tastes like.
That's good. I like that. You could actually make this as a meal.
Which
Now
one
go
was,
for it, Sheila, take a sip.
You know what?
Yeah, but as we were talking about a little earlier, why you want to use something like the Grenache, you, I mean, with all the, you have a lot of spices. You have sweet things. You have garlic. With the pesto, you got basil. A lot of strong flavors, and Grenache is a great wine for handling a certain broad base of flavors where you don't. You're not going to get sort of pigeonholed, so it'll handle all that spicy, strong flavors and pair beautifully with all of it. You could also do like our Syrah that we recently put out would be another great one, and even some of our Pinots would be terrific with it because we have a more full body Pinot. So there's a lot you can do, but the Grenache is a great choice. It's always a good one to start your meal with. So
yeah, this is really, really good. It's simple to make. The hardest part is actually rolling the dough out. Like I said, I just went and bought a tube of biscuits, mixed it all together, put my ingredients in the dough while I was mixing it. rolled it out, buttered it, and then just put my stuff, layered it. And like I said, I got one cooking. It's actually a roll, so you can slice it. But braiding it just makes it, give it that little bit more posh when you're serving it to guests. And then the knots would be another one that I would probably do, is where you would just make a little ball and you can inject it with whatever you want to inject it with, and then bake it. And then they can just pull the knots off as they munch while they're waiting for the main dish. But it's a really, like I said, quick, easy. This is something that I would probably have out for the kids this summer that they can just come in and pick off, while they're outside playing. Just a really good, quick, meal. Like I said, this one with the meat boiling over on it, that's what my husband ate because I made one too big. It actually was in a 8-inch pie plate. And I said, oh, here's your dinner.
Oh my goodness.
So he's got the other half. He's waiting for it to be over so he can eat the rest of it. So, but I don't think he's going to get to it because I might beat him.
A little bit more to taste.
But yeah, it's really quick and easy.
It looks really, really good. Miss Shar, do you want to go ahead and taste yours?
Certainly. I already did behind the scenes. But I did, this is actually pretty easy as well. I mean, you could cook the flank steak ahead of time and just cut it up during the week for anything. But I'm going to try mine, I think, without the crostini. It looks a little easier. And I cooked the meat in with a little bit of the Merlot and some Worcestershire sauce and some Better Than bouillon. I like the liquid bouillon better. It just, to me, it tastes better, but it's fabulous.
Now the moment of truth.
I don't know if I use too much pepper, but it brings out pepper.
Oh yeah, that's one of the things. Red wine will, if you any pepper you use, the red wine will pick that up and amplify it, especially like a Merlot or a Cab. Merlots are great at picking up nice black pepper, but it looks like
it almost made the potatoes sweet.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's really good, really good.
So did it work? Does the pairing work for you?
It works really well.
Yeah. The red wine and mushrooms is one of those magic. And what I love is that you kept incorporating it into the dish. So so you keep reinforcing the flavor of the wine with your mushrooms, with your flank steak. And that's terrific. Add flavor at every step of the way. That's really nice touch.
And then a little bit of ending with the Italian parsley, the fresh parsley really makes it fresh. Yeah,
that little bit of fresh herbs right at the end. Yeah, it's always a good move. So beautiful. Well, before we go to dessert, let's see how the salad works out with the pairing. Which is
I am so sorry. We should have went to you. I am so sorry.
Don't worry about it.
I got to watching.
Yep. So gotta get at least a bite, as much of it as I can, which is a little tricky. Get a little bacon, a little lettuce. There's a reason a wedge salad is a classic, and that's great. Oh, and yeah, between the bacon and the cheese, that the Merlot picks up all those flavors beautifully, and just really lights up my whole mouth while I'm tasting this. So, I mean, this is a combination you can always a winner.
They said they can't see your salad, Mr. Peter.
Oh, am I blocking it here?
I was looking in the little.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring it on in some more, close to your white plate. There we go. There you go.
Okay, good. Thank you. So there we go.
Looks delicious.
It is. This is my dinner. So.
So what lettuce do you use for your wedge?
Wedge, you got to use iceberg. Yeah, otherwise it's not going to come out in a wedge. And iceberg, and a lot of times that you think it doesn't have a lot of flavor, it's a lot of what. Well, yeah, but you keep it nice and cold, and you got that really nice crispness to it that no other lettuce can give you, and it gives you the classic wedge shape. So it works great as a foil for all that blue cheese and all that other flavor.
So Mr.
Right.
Peter, make sure you send me the recipes so I can create your pages. Everybody's wanting to know your recipes.
Okay, yep,
I
I
have
will.
He
And I'll
sent
have
it
to
to
take a
me. I didn't know what
picture
to
before I
do.
put it all.
Well, I knew what to do, but Alan wanted me to cook it first, and he still hasn't gotten it. All right. Well, Sean, let's go to you and let's see if you enjoy the chocolate and Merlot like Rory does.
So, of course I do. Absolutely, 100%. All right. So basically what I've done, this is supposed to cool a little bit longer. I can already see like the chocolates melting. If it would have came out the way I planned, it would have been cooled down enough to not melt everything. But basically what I did is I have a few different options here. This is what I love about this cake, or really any cake. I am not a nut person when it comes to desserts. I like pecan pies. That's about it. So, but you can put any topping on this. That's the best part about this. So I love dark chocolate. So I bought some 72% cacao, right? But then I also have a couple different options. Just a semi-sweet, a milk chocolate, and then I'm also a big peanut butter fan, right? So I went with some Reese's, they're like little chips, Reese's chips, right? I like the Reese's chips. I'm gonna do that on my next cake because it's gonna add a little color to it. It's gonna be pretty cool. I'm gonna like that. But basically I dabbled it on top right there. I don't know if you can see that. You know, it's nothing pretty, but I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna taste amazing. Do I need to tell you anything else about that? I think that's it. The biggest part, yeah, the parchment paper that I used got like mixed in with the cake batter and stuff. It kind of came apart a little bit weird, but I recommend using the actual the 8-inch rounds that they make because they're much easier. You just put them in there and voila. I think that's it.
They also make this wonderful spray called baker spray that has flour already mixed in with the spray.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Okay. I'll look for that. Baker's spray. Got it.
Mhm.
You need to
All right.
taste the cake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
taste
What?
your cake.
You
Taste
need
it.
to taste
Oh,
it.
yeah. Let's do this.
Here I am thinking, what did I do wrong? What did I hit? Something's not right.
I'm gonna cut a piece here. Oh man, I love
Yep.
chocolate too. I'm a big chocolate fan. I'm a big
Baker's
wine fan
joy.
also.
Yep.
I'm a big wine fan also.
Really?
All right, here we go.
I would have never guessed that, Sean.
All right. I do have a few facts about Merlot if you want to hear it. All right.
Sure.
I got a great story. I might have already told it though. I feel like I did. I'm gonna taste it.
Okay, somebody's probably new.
Man, that's a really good wine. So I love wine. And this is why. Merlot is a great grape to have different ranges of what the flavors are going to come out as. So if it's in a it's normally a warm, a medium to warmer climate. So the warmer the climate is, the more fruit you're going to get out of it. The more red, the red fruits that you're going to get out of it. It is a black grape. It is a black grape, but you're going to get a lot of red fruits out of it. So this one's got a lot of red fruits, and I love that. This is going to go great with this. Oh, wow. It's very moist. I like moist cake. I don't like dry cake.
Mm-mm.
Mm. Mm. Oh, wow. I might do that one more time. Hold on.
I had to walk away from my counter. I kept munching.
That's really good. All right. So the chocolate goes really well with this. Because it's not super, super sweet chocolate. So it really does go really well with this because it calms those really big red fruit flavors down, pulls out more of the, it's not a big tannin wine. It's kind of mild tannins, which is nice because it really smooths them out. The chocolate really makes this wine just, it's very balanced, very nice. So
Yeah,
my watch was ringing. That was weird. Yeah. So wonderful.
yeah, that's the reason Merlot at one time was known more of a blending grape than a grape to stand on its own, because it's a very soft wine. There's not a lot of tannins to it, but it does have that rich full body. So it often, the classic French blend is this and Cabernet together, because but that's also what makes it so nice with a lot of food. The food we're having tonight is that softness. This one in particular is like, makes me want to have chocolate.
Yeah.
Kind of like, and I can't imagine the guy it's named after would ever object to chocolate and wine.
No,
No.
definitely not. He definitely would not object to that.
Exactly.
So I have a quick, really fun story. So in Chile, they grow Merlot. Anybody heard this story before? Anybody? Okay, awesome. So in Chile, they grow the Merlot grape. They also grow a grape called, and hopefully I say this right, Carmenere.
Yeah.
Did I say that right? Yes.
Yep, you
Awesome.
got it.
All right. So I love this story. I heard about this story quite a while ago, and I always forget. But basically, what happened is they were growing wine in Chile, and they were calling it Merlot, and it was a huge hit. Everybody was loving it. And then somebody went to Chile and was like, and tasted their wine, and they're like, it tastes like a Merlot, but there's something off about it. It's not the right Merlot. Like something doesn't taste right. So they did a genetics test on it, and come to find out it was actually a Carmenere grape that they were calling a Merlot grape. So for the longest, I don't know how long, I don't remember how long that was happening for, but it went on for quite a while. Just an interesting fact that, lots of different grapes out there, lots of different styles of wine. And you definitely can get mixed up in it, mixed up with which wines. So.
Yep. And both of those came from the Bordeaux region of France originally. Carmenere isn't grown anywhere else except in South America now, but it's called one of the lost grapes of Bordeaux. So I can see how it would get confused with somebody brought it over. They didn't know which French grape they brought over. Probably didn't have anything written down at the time. They just put it on the ship back when the chances of surviving weren't that great, and it ended up there. And all they knew it was a French grape, so they said, "Okay, call it Merlot."
Yep.
And that's why we joined our Wine Discoveries Club.
That's right. And Merlot grape has been around since the 1st century. The first written documentation of it is the 1st century. Yep. So pretty cool.
Well, that was quite a meal, everyone.
Yep.
I'm definitely hungry at this point. So.
Me too.
And you have you're going to take down that whole cake tonight, aren't you?
No, actually, we had an advancement ceremony today at work. So I'm gonna bring both of these cakes into work tomorrow because
Oh, you're a nice guy.
because I'm
when
actually
he's gone.
this watch is helping me work out, and I've actually been like trying to stay off the
Yep.
sweets.
Well, I
So-
guess we can let everybody go eat and enjoy their evening. Thank you for joining us. If somebody invited you here, get back with them and ask them how you can join the wine club. And I'm gonna let everybody go and just have a really good Wednesday night. Thanks
Thanks,
for
Jen.
coming.
Been
Next
fun
Bye.
having you host this
Bye,
month.
everybody.
Okay.